Okay. Hi. And you are...
Allison Agius, and I'm an author, writer and teacher.
Okay. And what sort of led you into starting writing in the first place?
I've always had a love for books, and I've written for as long as I can remember. I wrote my first book at 14 about a doll that comes to life at the bottom of a garden, gets discarded at the bottom of a garden, comes to life and has adventures. So I've always been interested in things that are a little bit on the outskirts of mainstream. And then I wrote and wrote, sent it off, did all of the things that you do, and then finally got a breakthrough and had my first book published in 2001. And that was a non-fiction self-help book. But there's loads of those in the market. And one of the things that frustrated me the most was that when I wanted to read meaningful fiction, and there are some good ones, Richard Bach, Paulo Coelho, but when I wanted to read, they were limited. A lot of them were clunky writing, or the plot was a little bit unbelievable, or the characters were a bit two-dimensional. It was all a bit forced to be able to give the message, the spiritual message.
So you're saying you were writing for yourself in essence?
I did, yeah. And then, because I wasn't finding, apart from a few good authors, I wasn't finding the kind of things that stimulated and challenged and inspired me. And you don't always want to read self-help books. They're great, but sometimes you just want to kick back and read something that's got a good plot, good characters.
To get lost in.
Yeah, but challenges you from time to time, or makes you think in a different viewpoint. So that's why I started writing, and had my second book accepted in 2006. And that's a long time, isn't it? 5 years.
Yeah.
But primarily because it's around family and work and jobs, and I was having a whole load of life changes along the way. Because of course, when I'm writing something, I'm also living it as well, and it's just an interesting sort of. I wonder sometimes, does the book come before the life, or does the life come before the book? It's quite interesting how that's sort of interwoven. Last month, I quit my executive position and decided to take the leap and write full-time, give up a very important job with a big salary and all of the trimmings, that is the pension and all of the rest of it and all the status. And now I'm sitting in my room at home writing away and putting stuff out there. And it's absolutely terrifying and incredibly exciting.
You've got to be, I think I remember hearing the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, that's quite an interesting, I haven't heard that, but I guess you've got to take that leap, haven't you?
Yeah.
I used to liken it, it's a little bit less interesting than yours, but I used to say you have to throw out the old sofa before you can get in the new one. You've got to make some space in your life for what you want to appear. So, that's kind of what I've done. And I've been doing it full-time for about 6 weeks, and already lots of things have started opening up. And I was telling you yesterday or the day before that I've just been asked to go and talk on a radio show in the States that is directly related to my market, which is really exciting. And I went on the website and had a look at who else had been on there, and now I'm terrified because there's some big names on there.
Excellent. Well, you'll be one of them also.
Not yet, but maybe one day. Maybe it's the start of something big.
Okay. Just last thing, what do you think your readers will get out of this book that you have now, Hidden Secrets, Buried Treasure?
This one is the one that kicked it all off in 2001. And when it was published, I wasn't very happy with the quality, how it had been edited. I didn't like the cover, and so I never really pushed it. I never really had any pride in it. So one of the first things I did this year was reclaim that book for my own, because it started everything off for me and started me believing that I could be a writer after all. And this is a non-fiction. It's a guide to gaining peace in our modern life, really. Full of lots of little exercises and very simple things, very simple concepts, but things that might just help inspire people to make the change they want in their lives.
Okay, and where would we get hold of this book?
Well, Amazon, you can get it, download it off Kindle. That's the cheapest and most easily accessible way. Or at the end of this week, it'll be on there in paperback.
Okay, thank you for your time, Alison.
Thank you for inviting me, Craig. Thank
Cheers.
you. Bye.